On June 25th, 2026, Apple did something it hasn't done in years. It made some of its most popular products up to 33% more expensive. Overnight. No warning sale, no notice. One single computer jumped from $3,999 to $5,299 in one day. And the wildest part? Apple says it's not really their fault. So what actually happened? And is your iPhone next? Let's break it down. Let's set the scene. June 25th, a Thursday. Apple quietly updates its online store. And for a few minutes, the site actually crashes under the traffic. When it comes back, the prices are different. MacBook Air, $1,100 up to $1,300. MacBook Pro, $1,700 up to $2,000. iPad Air, $600 up to $750. iPad Pro, $1,000 up to $1,200. The budget-friendly MacBook Neo, $600 up to $700. And the big one, the Mac Studio with the M3 Ultra chip, $4,000 up to $5,300. That's the steepest jump of any Apple product ever. Within hours, Apple's stock dropped more than 6%. Its worst single day since April 2025. Wall Street does not like surprises, and this was a big one. But here's the twist that makes this story actually interesting. This wasn't Apple being greedy for no reason. This was Apple finally losing a fight it's been quietly fighting for months. If you assume this was about tariffs or a trade war, Apple says flat out, that's not it. The actual cause is something most people never think about. Memory chips. RAM, storage. Here's what's been happening behind the scenes. AI companies are building data centers at an insane pace, and those data centers need a very specific kind of high bandwidth memory chip to run AI models. So memory manufacturers, companies like Micron, have been shifting their factories away from making regular laptop and phone memory and toward making AI server memory instead. The effect? Regular memory got scarce, and scarce means expensive. Industry trackers say conventional memory prices jumped almost 98% in just the first quarter of 2026. And analysts expect another 60% jump on top of that. Memory and storage used to be about 15 to 18% of what it costs to build a laptop. Now, it's up to 35%. One company is loving this, by the way. Micron's revenue more than quadrupled, and its profit margin jumped from 39% to almost 85%. Higher than Nvidia, higher than Meta. Somebody's getting very rich off this shortage. It's just not you. And it's not even Apple. This actually wasn't a total surprise if you were paying attention. A week before the price hikes on June 17th, Apple CEO Tim Cook sat down with the Wall Street Journal and basically warned everyone it was coming. He told them the situation had become, in his words, unsustainable. He called it a 100-year flood and said, and this is a direct line, he'd never seen anything like it in any area in over 40 years. That's not normal corporate spin. That's a guy who's run one of the most valuable companies on earth, saying plainly, we are out of options. Apple even put out a statement saying they've been shielding customers from these costs for months, but they finally hit a wall. So before the price tags even changed, the warning was already out there. Most people just weren't watching. And here's where it gets bigger than just one company. Apple is actually one of the last major tech companies to raise prices, not the first. Dell already raised prices back in December 2025. Lenovo followed in January. HP, Acer, and Asus all warned customers higher prices were coming. And the same week as Apple's announcement, Microsoft raised Xbox prices too, by $100 to $150 per console, saying console memory costs have already more than doubled and could double again by 2027. So this isn't an Apple problem. This is a global hardware problem. Every company that builds a laptop, a tablet, or a game console is fighting the exact same shortage. And Apple just happened to be one of the last dominoes to fall, which actually makes the story bigger, not smaller. And this is exactly where it gets personal. Because so far, your iPhone has been untouched. Apple specifically left iPhone, Apple Watch, and AirPods prices alone, for now. But almost every analyst covering this story is saying the same three words: not for long. Here's why. Research firm Counterpoint estimates the extra component costs could add somewhere around $150 to $200 to the price of an iPhone. And analysts expect that to hit hardest on the higher memory configurations, not the cheapest base models.
There's already a hint of this strategy. Earlier this year, Apple quietly removed the cheapest version of the Mac Mini, the $599 model, leaving only the pricier $799 option. No big announcement, just gone. That's the same playbook companies use before a bigger price hike. Shrink the cheap option first, raise the rest later. Research firm IDC predicts Apple's average selling price across all its products will rise about 12% this year. And several outlets point to this fall's iPhone, possibly alongside a new foldable model, as the moment Apple finally brings the iPhone into this story too. So no, your iPhone hasn't gone up in price yet, but almost everyone watching this space agrees. It's a when, not an if. Here's the part nobody wants to hear. This isn't a one-quarter blip. Analysts at Gartner expect memory and storage prices to surge roughly 130% by the end of 2026 combined, pushing PC prices up around 17% compared to last year. And they don't expect real relief until late 2027. IDC points to the same timeline, saying new chip factory capacity won't actually come online until 2027 or 2028. So if you're waiting for prices to come back down, you might be waiting a while. The honest, unglamorous truth is that this is a supply and demand problem with a multi-year fix, not a press release problem with a quick one. So here's the short version. Apple didn't raise prices because it suddenly got greedy. It raised prices because the entire memory chip industry got swallowed up by the AI boom, and Apple finally ran out of room to absorb the cost itself. Microsoft, Dell, Lenovo, and HP are all in the same boat. And if the analysts are right, the iPhone is probably getting pulled into this story before the year is out. If you found this useful, hit subscribe. I'm breaking down stories like this every week, the ones buried in financial reports that actually affect what you pay at the checkout. Drop a comment. Are you buying your next Apple product now, before prices climb further, or are you waiting it out? See you in the next one.